Hi, this is Lauren Grace, co-founder of Healus, and today I'm here to talk to you about 5 daily practices that you can do every day to take your health to the next level. And the best part is that these are completely free. This is not about buying a supplement or adopting a certain diet. These are all free things that you can do every single day. And a lot of what I'm going to talk to you about today are things that I used to teach my patients in clinical practice. Because while diet and lifestyle changes and supplements and detoxing can have a huge effect on your health, it's really just one piece. And some of the things I'm going to talk to you about today really address the nervous system. And the nervous system can be key when it comes to healing, especially if you have a chronic issue, something you've had for a long time. Really learning how to regulate your nervous system and change your nervous system pattern can have a huge impact on your health. The first thing I'm going to talk about today is breath work. Now, what do I mean by breath work? I mean anything that's changing the natural rhythm of your breath. So typically throughout the day, obviously we're breathing automatically, but our breath tends to be more shallow. And a lot of different breathwork style is based on changing that rhythm so that you're breathing much deeper, much slower. So longer inhales, longer exhales. There are a lot of different styles of breath work, and we can get into a few of them, but overall it's really going to be changing the way you're breathing and just consciously doing it. That's the difference. Now, what's the point of breath work? Why do we care about doing it? Well, the first thing is that it can have an extreme calming effect on your mind. It's a great stress reliever, especially if you are someone that experiences anxiety. Taking a few minutes to really slow your breath is going to switch you from your sympathetic nervous system to your parasympathetic nervous system. And this also has a huge impact on your health. So let's break that down for a second. Your sympathetic nervous system is typically how we're operating throughout the day. It's our fight or flight. And it doesn't mean necessarily that you're constantly stressed, but just running around doing errands. If you have a normal work day, you're gonna be operating from that sympathetic state because you have to. You have to stay alert, you're usually multitasking, juggling a bunch of things. Whereas the parasympathetic, which is also known as our rest and digest. So our parasympathetic nervous system is when we enter a state of calm. So this is when we are meditating, relaxing at night, really slowing down our system. And why accessing this nervous system is so important is because that is when you heal. You do not heal, your body can't heal in a sympathetic state. It needs to be in a parasympathetic state to heal. And so by accessing this parasympathetic state through breath work, we can start to find times in our day, even if it's just for a few minutes at a time, where we can come out of the sympathetic state, go into the parasympathetic, let our body relax, let our system heal, let our immune system do what it needs to do, let our nervous system regulate a little more. And this also really helps break up an automatic nervous system pattern. And this is a bigger conversation, but so many of us are operating on a particular program. Think of it like a computer program. Our nervous system is just programmed to wake up and operate the same way every day. Especially if you have a really busy life, you're just kind of going on autopilot. So if you've been in this automatic state for a long period of time, if you've had any sort of chronic illness, one of the keys to healing can be interrupting the nervous system program that you've basically been running on. Kind of interrupting throughout the day that autopilot mode. And breath work is a great way to do that, because breath work, again, it's going to bring you into that parasympathetic state. So it's going to start to disrupt that program, and it's going to help your body then kind of rewire itself for health. Remember, when you're in that parasympathetic state, that is when you're healing. That is when your body's able to heal. So the more that you can do that throughout the day, giving yourselves little breaks here and there, the better impact it's going to have on your health and just your overall mental well-being. In addition, breath work is fantastic for increasing your lung capacity, making your lungs healthier, really, really important. Lowering blood pressure. It also helps to boost your immune system. They've done tons of studies where they've seen that your immune system gets stronger during periods of breath work. And when you're doing a lot of deep breathing, it's going to help oxygenate your blood, it helps improve circulation, and it's one of the best things you can do for digestion. So if you have any gut health issues, breathwork can really improve digestion. Now, there are all sorts of different types of breathwork out there. There are all different types of practice. If you really want to dive in more to breathwork, I would encourage you to check out the Wim Hof method. But for now, if you want to start simply, just set aside a few minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, where you're going to take a long, deep inhale through your nose and really expand out your belly. Try and fill your belly as much as you can. And then a long, slow exhale out your mouth. So the slower, the better. The slow inhale through the nose, slow exhale through the mouth. And do that for a few minutes where you're just consciously thinking about breathing, about getting those inhales to be fuller and longer, and really letting that exhale go at a nice, slow rate. And if you can do this a few times throughout the day, even better. And if you do have trouble sleeping, I would especially recommend, if you're laying in bed and you are having a hard time falling asleep, just doing this breath work. Really, it's because it's going to put you in that parasympathetic state. It's going to put you in that sleepy state. Really, it's going to help you slow down, slow your mind down, and should put you to sleep. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is meditation, which really goes hand in hand with breathwork. In fact, I would recommend, if you want to start a breathwork practice in the morning, do some breathwork for a few minutes and then go right into meditation. Now, meditation works very similarly to breathwork. So it's going to help move you from that sympathetic nervous system into that parasympathetic nervous system. And of course, it has huge mental health benefits. It's calming the mind, calming anxiety, also giving you space to find clarity, tap into your intuition. It's going to help you throughout the day to make better decisions, to think clearer, and to work in a calmer state. But meditation really goes beyond that. There are some really fascinating studies being done with meditation where we're seeing the body like heal and repair itself actively during a meditative state. And again, this has a lot to do with that nervous system. It has a lot to do with switching those nervous system patterns and starting to break up that program that you've been running on. And if you really want to understand more of the science behind meditation, I would encourage you to look into Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. He is doing some of the largest meditation studies, and these are real deal studies. You know, these are people hooked up to brain scans, heart scans. Some of the stuff they are seeing in a week-long meditation retreat, the physical healing that takes place, it's the stuff of miracles. And it's really helping us understand, though, how much these practices, yes, they can make you feel good mentally, but the impact they have on your body is huge. And if you are someone that says that they can't meditate or they've tried to meditate and their mind is just too busy, I promise you, you can, because really meditation, all it is sitting and doing nothing. That's it. So it's just taking a little bit of time out to actually do nothing. Over time with practice, you'll start to quiet your mind. And there's so many different types of meditations out there, and there's so many wonderful meditation apps. You can do a guided meditation, you can do a mantra meditation. Mantra, you could just do your own. You could just repeat the word love in your mind over and over. I'll do this if I find that I'm really having a hard time calming my thoughts. I'll just repeat a word in my mind, like love or peace or calm, and I'll just repeat it over and over just to kind of get rid of all those scattered thoughts so my brain can just be centered and present. But it's something that everyone can benefit from, whether it is trying to reduce inflammation and pain in your body. They've shown that meditation helps with that, improving your immune system, or if you just want to calm your mind and you just want to relieve stress. Meditation is a beautiful practice. If you've never done it before, start with 5 minutes. Start with 3 minutes if 5 minutes feels too much, right? Start small and you can build up. But really, 15 minutes a day of meditation is beautiful. That's all you need. If you want to do a longer meditation practice, great. If you want to do a meditation practice in the morning and one in the evening, even better. Do what you can, but start to fit in these practices, they're going to break up that nervous system program that you've been running on. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is something you can do very quickly. It only takes a minute, and that is cold showers. Now, cold therapy, you may have heard of cryotherapy, where you get into a very cold tank. There are so many benefits with cold therapy. Reducing inflammation, reducing pain, helping with muscle recovery, boosting your immune system. It literally creates more white blood cells. So you're getting a boost to your immune system. And again, it also helps to regulate your nervous system, which we like. Even gives your metabolism a boost if you're trying to lose weight. Now, cold therapy is one of my personal favorite things ever. I actually choose to go to a cryotherapy center where you get into the cold tank for 3 minutes. I go 3 to 5 times a week. I think it's been one of the best health practices I've ever done. I love it. I recommend it. But you don't have to go to a cryotherapy center to get the same results. You can just take a brief cold shower. Now, one of the easiest ways to do this is at the end of your shower, when you're, take a normal hot shower, and at the very end, turn it all to the way to cold as it can go, and build up from maybe 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, build up to 1 minute. And 1 minute of a cold blast of shower is going to give your body those benefits that we just talked about. Super easy. I think everyone should do this. Is it mentally easy to do? No, but the more you do it, you actually start to train your mind to move through stress at a much calmer pace. It actually helps to regulate, again, nervous system, but it's helping to kind of regulate how you even handle stress. So by making yourself do something that is stressful, like a cold shower, you're kind of training your brain to be able to handle other things in your life that may be stressful to you, but be able to handle them in a better way. Now, the fourth thing I'm going to recommend is getting sun first thing in the morning. And this is especially helpful if you have trouble sleeping. So we know that getting some sun, being outside, is really great for your vitamin D production. But even more than that, exposing yourself to sunlight in the morning, particularly morning sun, is going to help start your circadian rhythm, your internal clock for the day. This is a great sleep hack. So if you have trouble sleeping, if you have a hard time falling asleep, staying asleep, restless sleep, wake up too early, it means your circadian rhythm is off. And one of the best things you can do to actually get yourself back on track is exposing yourself to some sunlight in the morning. I would recommend doing, if it's a really sunny day, a good 10 minutes. If it's a little cloudy or overcast, try and get 20 minutes. And this, of course, can be a little more challenging to fit into your morning routine, depending on what that is. But if you walk a dog, for instance, you're going to be getting that sunlight. Just don't wear sunglasses. So that's one of the things. Is I see so many people out there in the morning walking their dog with sunglasses on. Take the sunglasses off and let that sun get in your face, get in your eyes. That's going to be the thing that starts that circadian rhythm for you, that starts your internal clock. It's going to tell your body, oh, it's morning time. This is when we should be up. It's going to give you more energy. It's going to wake you up. And then it's going to start that cycle so that by the end of the day, you're going to start to feel tired naturally and be able to sleep a lot better. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about is something called grounding or earthing. And this can be a little more challenging depending on where you live. Essentially, grounding is just getting outside and getting your bare feet in the grass, in the dirt, in the sand, wherever that is, but it's connecting with that earth energy. So the earth holds a certain frequency, and when our bare skin touches that frequency, it actually helps to regulate the nervous system, right? It has a certain effect on our body. And so they've started doing more scientific studies on this. This is still rather new, but they found some pretty cool stuff so far. Reducing inflammation, reducing pain in the body, chronic pain, people have found have gotten better with just 20 minutes of walking around barefoot, and improving sleep, which is a big one. This is one I can actually personally attest to. I find that when I get outside, get some sun, right, that morning sun we just talked about, and walk around barefoot, my sleep is so much better, so much better. Now, I live in Florida, and I have a beach nearby. So this is a lot easier for me to do. That's why it says it kind of depends on where you live, right? I can pretty much do this year round. I usually like to go for a run on the beach a few times during the week, 3 or 4 times, and I'll get out there, and after my run, I take my sneakers off, and I will just spend 20 minutes walking the beach or just standing in the water, but really connecting with that energy. And it really helps my sleep. We had a period of time here where we had red tide at the beach. It's a particular algae that's very dangerous to breathe in. And it lasted for months and we couldn't be at the beach at all. And I really just wasn't doing any of these practices. I wasn't grounding, I wasn't getting the sun. And my sleep was so restless and so terrible, no matter all the other things I was trying or taking or supplementing with. And the minute I got back out to the beach, I slept like a baby. So if you have sleep problems, you might want to try grounding. And anytime, of course, you're connecting with nature and just walking around and enjoying nature, you're going to be in a calmer nervous system state. You're going to be in a calmer state of mind. It's going to be a beautiful stress reliever. So depending on where you live, depending on the climate, see if you can do this a few times a week. Obviously, if it's the dead of winter and there's snow all over the place, that's not going to be ideal. But when you can get outside, I would encourage you to, because you may just find that it has huge healing effects on your body. All right, those are my 5 daily practices. Now, if you aren't doing any of those, if these are all new to you, I would suggest starting with one. I mean, if you want to start with all 5, go for it. But if these are new to you and you want to try and fit something into your routine, the best way to start a habit, keep a habit going, is start with one. Start with one simple thing. I'd recommend the breath work because there really is just such profound health benefits from breath work. I'd recommend starting with breath work. Start with just a few minutes if that's all you can do. And then put little timers on your phone throughout the day to do 10 deep breaths. Just kind of build it into your routine and then start adding on. Add on a little meditation, add on the cold shower, getting the sun in the morning, grounding, whatever you can do. You might not be able to do these things every day, but the more often you can do them, the more you're going to regulate your nervous system, and it absolutely will have an effect on your health. And the reason why I'm bringing this topic to you today and why I'm really passionate about it and I think it's really important is because I ran a clinical practice and I saw patients that did everything right. They ate perfectly and they took all the right supplements and they did all the right detoxing, but they didn't do this type of work. They didn't address their nervous system. And you can do everything right. You can buy all the most expensive supplements in the world, and yes, they will help, but again, it's only one piece. And I want you to feel like you can take charge of your health and that you can do things. Look, integrative medicine is expensive. And I know it's expensive. I ran a practice. I'm in the supplement industry. It's expensive. Do this for yourself. Do something for yourself that is free, that you can do at home, and that's going to have a great benefit on just lowering stress levels, but it can have a huge impact on your health. So I'd really would encourage you to start at least one of these practices and make it part of your daily routine. And if you find this information helpful, please let me know. I would love to hear if you can like, comment, share if you think this would help someone else you know. And if you would like me to give you more of these health tips, more things we learned during clinical practice, I would love to do that. So please let us know. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here and I appreciate your continued support, and have a beautiful rest of your day.